I don't think I'm technically supposed to say that. I don't think you're supposed to talk about that on YouTube. I think that's like a copyright infringement, but whatever. I'll just tell you. Called it. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you enjoyed that little skit there at the beginning. If you even want to call it a skit, I mean, it was only like 30 seconds long. But I just thought it was funny because I talked about it in the video, and you know how YouTube has been demonetizing videos for the stupidest Anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is today is the 1-year anniversary of Skylanders Imaginators. Yes, I know. So, yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. I mean, yeah, I wish there wasn't. It just makes me wish there was a new game coming out, because I remember all the hype that surrounded this day last year, and you know, it was just tons of fun, and I missed that this year. So looking forward to next year though. But in this video, I'm going to be stating my arguments as to why I think Imaginators is the best game in the franchise. Now, this is just my opinion, so don't get like offended, because I know a lot of people disagree with me here. But in my opinion, Imaginators is about as good as Trap Team, and Trap Team, in my opinion, was the best game in the franchise. So I'm going to give my opinion on that. So why is Imaginators considered, in my opinion, the best game of the franchise? It's it's the sixth game of the, it's the sixth game of the series, by Toys for Bob, which is the original company that started the entire thing, made the first game. In my opinion, their games are always the ones that interest me, besides Swap Force. Swap Force has been so far. Basically, I don't like Superchargers all that much. Swap Force was okay, but I think I like all of the Toys for Bob games better. It's just something about the way they do things, whether it's graphics wise, etc. It just feels right. So the gimmick, right? The gimmick. Create your own Skylanders using the creation crystals to create your own Skylander from scratch. Now, isn't that what we have been asking for the longest time? Since Swap Force came out, we're like, okay, we have this, but we want to create our own Skylanders. We don't want to just like swappable weapons and things like that. We want to create our own Skylanders. That's been something people have wanted since the game began. And this game does it in a very creative and good way. Like, the way they pulled this off, and the way that they made the gimmick, the way that they did the creation process is so great. It's so perfect for the game. And, obviously it's not perfect. I mean, I'd like to have a crazy dragon head or something like that, and we don't have that. So, there are their drawbacks, but like, how else could they have done it to make it any better? I don't think they could have. So in my opinion, the create your own Skylanders aspect is one of the best gimmicks, because that's what the community asked for. That's what the community wanted, was to create your own Skylanders, and they did it. So I don't know why people have a problem with that. And this isn't like a rant video or like a pointing fingers at anybody, because I agree with everyone that says why Imaginators is the worst game of the franchise. I agree with your points, but this is my argument as to why I disagree with some of your ideas. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't, I think you all understand. And these senseis were awesome. They were these huge figures, and they're like super crazy and blah blah blah. and they're very detailed. They look fantastic. They're like the best figures that Skylanders has put out. And if I look like over here, I'm looking at the figures. That's where I'm looking. I'm not just kind of like staring off into the distance. It had a good story too. The basic plot line was pretty, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite plot line, but I mean, it did the job, and the levels were fine. I mean, the levels were great. They were, they were like the perfect playing time, the perfect length. Um, the layout of it was really good, and the way it progressed, I think, was also a great aspect of it. And they also added a bunch of extra stuff besides the story mode, which I love. I mean, they didn't have battle mode. They had no kind of like PvP at all, but they had all of these other things to make up for it. They had all the elemental gates. They were like their own separate level. It's like an extra 10 levels that you have in the game. There was the Rat Kingdom, which was awesome. It's like a little secret hidden place. And then they had the surprise attack, which didn't really have any point to it except to get an extra Imaginite chest. But it's a thing that was there if you just wanted to go fight some enemies real quick. You could do that if you didn't want to go into like the arena. So yeah, sorry, I said that there was no form of PvP. The arena was a form of PvP, and that helped like easy level up, easy gold, easy, XP. Um, so the arena was also a great addition. There was just a lot to do, a lot to keep you busy. You didn't just finish the story mode and feel like you were done with the game, that you had no reason to continue playing. Like there was so many end game things, even the brain that stuck around and like gave you tasks to do, and like different achievements and things like that. Even though it was very minor, it still gave you something to do with the game after you finished it. So you didn't just finish it and then like just throw it in your collection of games and never use it again. So the end game content um, was I think one of the best parts of the game. The only issue, the only issue would be with figure releases for this game. Figure releases. Obviously, Lost Imaginite Mines, we don't even need to mention that. Cursed Tiki Temple got pushed back a month. I mean, there weren't any clarification with dates besides Wave 1 and 2 at launch. Wave 3, they gave us a little bit of details, but after that, it was kind of like, you're on your own. So yeah, that's like the only major issue with the game that I found. Even the blind bag mystery chests, like those were pretty cool. Even though they really served no purpose at all, they were still kind of cool to collect and see which one you got. So that was also like a really good move by Activision to include them. So yeah, that is my sort of take on why I think Imaginators is one of the best Skylanders games in the franchise and not the worst as many people assume it to be. So hopefully you took that all sort of lightly, and you don't get offended by anything I said. But hopefully, if you are a person that thought Imaginators was the worst game of the franchise, maybe now you have a different opinion, or at least you can see my side of the spectrum as to why I think it's a fairly good game. Other than that, happy anniversary type thing. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you have, rating would be super duper very much appreciated. Other than that, I'll catch you all in the next video coming pretty soon. Adios.